Talofa lava. It's a pleasure to send you my greetings from Washington, D.C., and to wish you well in your exchange of views, key information, and best practices on issues that affect us all in the Pacific region. Thank you to the Pacific International Center for High Technology Research and all the officials, experts, and leaders that have traveled to be there. I represent the beautiful islands of American Samoa, and in addition to your location there in Hawaii, I know many of you are also from beautiful places all over the Pacific, as I've traveled to most of your homelands. Just months ago, I was in Papua New Guinea and met with officials and our own U.S. Navy and Marines who were there in response to the tragic volcano ashfall in Bougainville. So, from the perspective of the Pacific Islands, I appreciate the many important topics on your agenda, from disaster and humanitarian response to climate. From my home in Tutuila Island, right from my doorstep, I can see these environmental questions in action. I see shore erosion as the ocean gets a little closer, and I know the concerns of sea rise, storm strength, and the studies showing our island settling. That's measurable in inches already. Just since the tsunami of 2009 devastated our coast and our people. A strength of our island is the natural protections of extensive coral reefs, including my own little bit of the coast, and our coral is relatively healthy and thriving compared to some points of concern elsewhere. I know our United States agencies are keeping track of the health of these reefs and the key role of technology and data collection in efforts like this, so we can count on their protection of precious island ecosystems for generations to come. In American Samoa, we have economic and geographic challenges that are familiar to anyone working broadly with the Pacific Islands. American Samoa is blessed with an excellent harbor, quality runway for air travel, along improving communications in recent years. All through the Pacific Islands, these are key factors in economic growth, retaining populations, and especially taking on the healthcare challenges that we share. I envision a Pacific healthcare initiative that establishes the needed hospitals and clinics at key points, augmented by telehealth, that can bring the best medical knowledge in the world thousands of miles in moments. Islands are places where almost all fuel and energy must be imported, with a few exceptions for wind or solar, along with ideas for pilot projects or future possibilities. Islands are often reliant on tourism, perhaps very little industry or exports, or in our case, a single anchor industry, which is tuna. The U.S. fleet that operates out of Pago Pago Harbor has been reduced by more than half in recent years. The challenges to this industry are not caused by our well-regulated, law-abiding American fleet, but rather the effects of illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. I'm a proponent of more U.S. Coast Guard presence operating from Pago Pago Harbor as just one element of many aspects of combating IUU fishing, along with technology, diplomacy, international efforts, and information sharing. The responsible, law-abiding fleets provide eyes and ears in the Pacific that are step one in having that information. As a co-chairman of the Congressional Pacific Islands Caucus, a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, and the Indo-Pacific Task Force chairman for the Natural Resources Committee's work over the past year on the COFA agreements, some of the issues you're discussing will dovetail with this work in Congress, and my office door is open to you. Notably, almost every topic that will come up in your dialogue requires some amount of infrastructure, always a challenge in the Pacific Islands, and I'm delighted to see this gathering of minds taking on the challenges of our time and the priorities of our region. Thank you. God bless your efforts. Soifua maia manuia.